Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Hope everyone's doing well. I thought I'll hop on here and do a video for all of my Cricut users. I get so many questions on Cricut, how I do things, how to cut, slice, weld, how I do my party favors. So I thought I'd just come on here and do a beginner friendly video for new Cricut users or Cricut users who have been using Cricut and just need some help. Well, I don't know how much I can help you guys because honestly, I don't know what everyone's looking for. But if there's something you would like to learn, you can leave it in the comment section and I will try to do a video on it. And also, you can visit my Instagram to see what I make and what I do. And if you have any questions on how I did something, you can leave it in the comment section and I will be more than happy to do a video on it if there's something you would like to learn. Now, I do buy a lot of my templates off of Etsy, so they're not my own. There are some that are my own, like a chip bag or the Pringles. I modify them to fit my needs. Also, what else? Like chocolate bars, things like that. And it's simple. All you need is a measuring tape, and you just need to measure your stuff, inches and width, height, and then go from there. All it takes is a square, a rectangle, something like that to create what you need. But today I'm going to show you guys how to do simple things on Cricut, like slice, weld, things that can really take your party favors to another level in case you're trying to do that. I'm trying to see if I can find anything that I have in my office that I've welded, but I don't have any. I've mailed out all of my orders, but I'll show you guys exactly what I'm talking about. So I'm in Cricut Design Space. Let's get started. Now, if you like this video, if you've learned anything, please don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps my small channel grow. I'm trying to grow this little channel so I can bring more things to you guys. I do things when I have time, but here we go. So Cricut Design Space, it's really simple to use. It's very beginner friendly. As you can tell, you can go into Cricut and you can find so many different projects, things that you can just click on and start. Now, if you go here, you can go to Inspire. And do you see all of this? You can just click on it and here, I'll show you. So you see this? Someone made a scrunchie holder. I made this for my daughter's birthday and I found the template off from Cricut. So do you see how easy this is? They've already uploaded. Some folks will actually put the material you need, and this specific person put scoring wheel is needed or a stylus. Now a scoring wheel is this here. Let me just find it. This is a scoring pen. This is a scoring pen from Cricut. This is a scoring wheel. So do you see the difference? The thing with the wheel is it really makes more of an indentation. So a scoring wheel will allow you to make score marks. So when you're folding a piece of paper, you can basically say, okay, see this paper here. So it'll indent it. You see how it makes a mark? Same with the pen. It leaves us mark like that. So then it makes it easy for you to kind of gauge where you need to fold your things. So these are called scoring pen, scoring wheel. Now, the only difference is with the scoring wheel, you have to switch it out. So if you have, this is a deep point blade. So this is Cricut's deep point blade. This is if you're cutting something that requires leather or something that requires more of a deeper cut. And this is what you'll need is a deep point blade. I think I'm saying that right. Anyways, and this is how you change out your blades. You push at the top, then it releases it, and to insert it, you push at the top again, pop this in, and it should go in easily, but there you go. And that's how it works. Now this, let me take this out of my Cricut. I have the Cricut Maker 3, by the way. And this is called a fine point blade. So this is is the blade that you will most likely use the most, which is the Cricut's fine point blade. And what happens is when you put this into your machine, it will, the fine point blade, it will go together. So this is how it will be, it'll line up in your Cricut. I will show you guys. Hold on. Let me just move my my video over here. So this is my Cricut. Excuse it, it's a mess. I've had it for a few years, so it's given my really worth its money. But anyways, this is the fine point here. You see that? And you pop that into the blade like that, and you close it into the port. Now with the scoring wheel, this is the pen. So the pen will go here. Now if you need to use a scoring pen, you don't have to switch it out. Say you need a fine point blade and a scoring pen. What you'll do is, what the machine will automatically do is switch over, because in settings, you will choose your, whether you're using a scoring wheel or a scoring pen. So if you choose a scoring pen, Cricut automatically switches over. But if you don't, Cricut will tell you to switch your tool. So then you would have to take out the fine point blade and put your scoring wheel in. So then that's the only difference, is that you would have to switch. Whereas the pen just stays there and you can use it. However, you don't have to worry about switching. The only thing is, I like the wheel because for me, it makes more of an indentation as opposed to this. But also, with that said, keep in mind, if you're using a thicker paper, then you might want to use the scoring wheel. Now, if you're using a thinner paper, using this one is not terrible. It will make the marks. But if it's a really thick, like 100-pound, 110-pound cardstock, something like that, I would suggest using this. That's just my opinion, but I'm sure everyone has a difference, has a preference. If you don't want switching, then this is your tool right here. Now, this is a blade, deep point. Sorry guys, I'm stumbling on this, but this is what I use to cut, say I'm cutting wood or something that's really thick. Think acrylic, something like that. Now, I really don't like using acrylic. I rarely ever cut any acrylic on my machine. It's really, it takes a long time. And I'm not really a fan of it. So I have different tools. I just have to go over them and see exactly which one I have, so I can tell you guys more about it. But for now, my most used tool that I've used consistently really is the fine point blade, which comes with the machine, and the Cricut pen and the scoring wheel. The Cricut scoring pen and the scoring wheel. So I'm gonna bring you guys back over here, and let's get started on something simple. So I will show you guys how easy it is. So let's just do this project really quickly to show you how user-friendly Cricut is. And you do edit copy, it brings you right into this, right? So do you see here, let me pull this up. You make it a little bigger for you. So do you see here, it has these dashes. This is what you call a score mark, a score point, a scoring score marks. So this is where your scoring tool comes in handy, the pen or the scoring wheel. Now, if you go here, it doesn't, you see down here, it has a attach. So if you detach, this is the score line here. It tells you right here, score line. Now, this is how this entire thing is broken down. Now, this particular designer of this template, chose, it looks like two heart shapes to make the tag. I'm going to separate it so you guys can see. So you see how there are two hearts here. So basically the person went into shapes, grabbed two hearts. Now theirs is more rounded. So they probably did, let me see if they did an offset. So they probably did an offset. So this is an offset button. It creates a background, like a 3D background. This is how you create layers to a project. So you go in here, you click offset. You see how this gives you this round here? Because the round corners are selected. Now, if you do a straight corner, you see how you get a straight pointed edge here. Depends on your preference. But this is how the creator of this template created this hair holder. Now, what they did was to create an offset, and then they did the rounded section it looked like. Now you hit apply. That gives you your template. Now what you would want to do if you want more of a heart, you see how this is shaped in? So you would create, you can even go into images and type in heart. Type in heart. And it gives you simply like that. It gives you a heart. Now I like this better. It looks more of a heart. This looks great, but I like this one. So let's just say this is what the creator used. And this is pointy. So I'm going to go into offset again, and I can adjust my offset. I can make it larger like that. I can make it smaller. I can even do invert. I can make it inside. So you see that? Now I have two hearts. And that's how you create layers to make 3D effects. So here, let's just put that there. And if you want to do another offset, say you want to do one behind, you go up. You go to the opposite side, which is here. Then you hit apply. Don't forget to hit apply. And gives you three hearts now. So this is what creates a 3D layer. So when you're layering something, this is what it does. I will show you exactly what I'm talking about. So you see how I made these. Okay, so this is one layer of something. Say I'm making, let me see. I'm trying to find stuff on my desk that I can just use. So this is a bow. I created I created two of the same exact bow. So I can layer it. And how I layer it is I take these this is called a 3D. These are foamies. I usually buy mine's, what do you call? I buy it sometimes from the dollar store, but I get these. There's so many crafters that sell these. And you can find them on Instagram or Etsy has them too. But sometimes I buy mine from the Dollar Tree, I love the Dollar Tree. Theirs is really strong. Actually, the quality's changed a little bit. Not for the better, but it's changed a little bit. So what I'll do is the Dollar Tree one is the white. And what I do is to get more of a layer. It depends on how much layer you want of something. You just double it. So take one, put it on top of the other, put it on top. And then it just becomes bigger and bigger and bigger. And you get your 3D effect. So how I do it is I take the foamies and I'll put the one on the bottom, one behind, and that's how you create a 3D. But you don't have to do the offset. You can actually just cut multiple layers of what you're trying to do and just kind of line them up and stack them. So that's a 3D. That's how you create 3D 3D projects. You just create offsets. Anyways, let's get back to what I was talking about, the scoring tools, things like that. And color sync, you see the different colors on here. So it shows you the colors there. Layers is just the layers of how many layers you have. I'm going to delete that. But anyways, this is how I think this particular person created this template. And what they did was they duplicated the heart. Now they went up here and I think they just flipped it. They flipped it upside down, vertical. So you see how they created that? That's how they created the template. But to create this part, what they did was create an offset, and it has to be a huge, like a bigger offset. I don't know why my offset is not. Well, maybe I should group it. So you have to group this. Go to offset, and you see how it's touching here? That's what this body is here. So you just have to go bigger, however you want to. Go bigger. Click on apply, and that's your offset. So what you want to do now is this is the backing of this here. This is the top part of it. And what they did was they used a pen. So you have to, this is kind of a writing style. So for Cricut has different operations. When you click on operations, you'll see pen, foil, score, deboss, engrave. They have all of these tools that you can use. If you don't want to do pen and you just want to do a text, you can always click out, delete this, and just go into text and text what you want and apply it there. But they did it in a pen, so you would need a black pen to write the saying. For my daughters, I just deleted whatever it came with. I deleted all of that, and then I went into text. So I text, let's just say girl. I'm not going to go crazy with it. Put girl, and what you want to do is turn this into a basic cut. So I don't know why this here is showing. It's showing as a pen. It's not giving me the basic option. But if you want to do basic, you just, like I said, you can just grab a heart and kind of, then what you'll do is, you see how I did my heart here? You take that, you hit shift, you click on the girl, hit shift, hit that, and then you attach and flatten. So that'll give you, it disappeared. I'm sorry, you guys can't see that. All right, so go back to girl, and you do basic, and I will do white. So what I do is I hit girl, heart, and flatten. So now when this turns into a print and cut. So now when I print it, when I make it, it'll automatically print as a whole. So now what I'll do is I'll group all of it together, the offset, the two hearts, and what I'll do is hit attached and flatten. So now when this prints and cuts, this will print. So make sure you choose whatever color you want. I put white, but you can choose purple, pink, you can even do patterns. So that will give you a sense of how you want to design it is how you have to do print and cut, basically. So whatever you put on here, that is exactly how it'll print out. Now, let's just delete all of that. To undo this, you just hit unflatten, delete, and then just delete all of this. But I hope that helps, guys. So this is the score line. So this particular person, they just place the score line in the middle. I'm going to send that to the back so you can see the score lines. This is the score line here. So to get us to place the score line on anything, what you'll do is you can go into shapes, grab a line here. That's a score line. Do you see that? It's free. And you don't need Cricut subscription to access any of this. These are all free. Now, there's certain things you cannot do with Cricut if you don't have access to it. I'm not sure exactly what it is that you don't have. I have a subscription and I've always had one, so I don't know the difference. It's just because I run my business, so I need the subscription to have access. But this is basically a score line. So you see up here how it says score, And what you'll do is you just kind of place it wherever you want it. You just place it in the center, however many marks you want, and you bring it over here like that, and that's your score line. Anyways, let's start. I'm going to show you guys exactly how this will turn into a cut, how you'll have to set it up for cutting. So you group this and you hit attached, right? Now when you're going to make this, you'll have to go to make. I'm not saving it because it's just for tutorial. And you would have to do 8.5 by 11. Now this is a print and cut, remember. We put the girl in there, etc. So I'm going to just say I already printed it. I'm waiting for Cricut to load it. So Cricut will, sometimes it just has to read. It'll take a minute. Cricut can be temperamental. It's updating. It changes software. It's just trying to keep up with the need the times. I mean, just trying to keep up with competition. So it's always updating. I had to restart my machine. That's why it wasn't loading. I forgot to start up my machine. So it can read it. But I've already printed, so I'm going to, since I've already printed this, I'll just put, let's just say 65-pound cardstock. I deleted that accidentally. Cardstock, 65 pounds, and go down. See, I'm just showing you guys all of the material that Cricut uses. It's endless. You have faux fur, denim, you have linen, you have monk's cloth. Like, it's the options. You can cut so many things on your Cricut. It can get overwhelming, but just do what works. So this is what I was saying about the tools. So now, do you see, because of that score line, it's saying what the materials you'll need, you need a scoring tool. And what I'll do is I'll go up to edit, and you need a fine point. So Cricut is already telling you what you need. You need your scoring wheel, you need a fine point blade. Now what I'll do is you go to edit tools. Now this is where you can select what you're looking for. So scoring stylus is the one I showed you guys, which is, scoring stylus is this, which is this pen here. And this is the wheel here. And let me find it. This is the scoring wheel. So it's telling me to load scoring wheel because that's what Cricut does. It'll tell you to load the scoring wheel, but you have the options. So that's when you go to edit your tools here and you click on scoring wheel. So I always like the stylus because, like I said, you don't have to switch back and forth. You can just continue working and it'll switch for you. But this is how you go in and edit your tool. Now, when you plug that in, then you can start scoring. And that's how you score on Cricut. You create a scoring wheel. But let's do a new project. So let's say I want to create a cake topper, okay? So you know how we do shaker cake toppers. So you grab a circle, you can duplicate the circle and kind of just place it in the middle. Let's make 2 lines. Let's make 2 colors so you can see. You can place it in the middle like that. Group it. You kind of just grab it like that. Now align, and what you want to do is align center. Now you can, how to create the cake topper. Hold on, let me show you guys something. Sorry guys. So this is what I'm talking about. To create this part here, this opening, this shaker part, this is how you'll do it. So you grab these 2 and you go down here. You see where it says slice? I hope you guys can see it. This here, slice. You click on slice And there you go. Gives you the cover for your cake topper. Now, if you want to, I'm going to delete this so I don't confuse you guys. But let's just say you forgot to duplicate this and you're like, oh my gosh, I forgot to do the base. So the base will be the bottom where you will put your shaker mix. And but if you're doing something like this where it's open in the middle, then you don't need it. You just need to create a lines. You need to create the layers. So for me, let's just say I'm going to do a base. So here, this is what I'm going to show you guys how to do, like this. So you see that, and then you put this on top. So you're creating layers. What I'll do now is go into offset. I'll create an offset and you just eye it. This is all about like seeing how you want your stuff to look. So if you want it smaller, you want it wider, you want it bigger, however, it's a preference. It's your preference. So let's just say I apply that. Now you see how that gives me 1 layer, 2 layer. Now if I want a smaller layer, I'll go on the opposite side. The distance would be smaller inside. There you go. So let's just do white, pink. Just for visual. I'm a visualist, so I need visuals. And let's just do orange. Okay? So orange, pink, white. This is your 3 layer here that you need for a cake topper. That's it. To put your foamy, you'll put your foam tape that creates this right here. So you will put this at the bottom like that, and you put your mix inside of it, and then you cover it with this, and then you'll put your acetate. So what I'll do now, this last layer, you can duplicate it, and here's contour. Contour allows you to create things the way you want it. So to take out pieces, add pieces. If you don't want something in your design, you go here and you contour it out. So what I want to do is close this off, close the circle. So I'm going to click there. Now I have the circle that I originally had. Now what I want to do is arrange and send it to the back. This is now my base. So I'm going to just put that as purple. Put that as a base in the back. Now do you see how these 3 layers here will cover the base, and you duplicate this, and this will be your acetate. So your acetate will go on top of this, and all of these here, let's group it, will come on top of your acetate. And that's as simple as it is to make a layer as shaker cake topper. This will be your base, this is your acetate, and this goes on top to cover, so that your shaker will be here, your acetate will cover your shaker, and then this will cover your acetate to hide your foam tape and whatever else you need that you've used. And that's how you create a shaker cake topper. And that's how you do offsets and layers and all of this on Cricut. Now welding. Let's say I wanted to make a what do you call that? Pringles, like a shaker Pringles, a stand-up one. What I do is I'll grab a circle. It's usually about 3.17 or around there. They have so many templates on Etsy. But what I'll do is I'll just enlarge this so you guys can see. But to make this shaker cake topper, like I made a Hello Kitty one for my daughter's birthday, and I wanted the bow. So I found a bow in Etsy. But let's just say you don't want a bow. Let's take this wheel, for instance. Hopefully this will work. You take the wheel and you want to create a 3D effect. So you arrange this and you bring this here. Let's make it a different color so you can see. So this will be, I'm sure if you guys have come across Pringles, something like that, you'll know what I'm talking about. How people create a centerpiece at the top. So this is where the Christmas, the blank, the ornament will go here, and you'll add your shaker mix and it goes in there, and you put your ornament there. But sometimes you'll see folks have like Mickey ears on top, or they'll have this. For me, I had the Hello Kitty bow. I'm trying to see exactly where it is. I have so much stuff uploaded. This bow here. Add to canvas. Let's view it. Okay. Let's move that to the side. Let's do the bow really quickly. So let's just say this is how I made the bow. So what I did was I just took the bow and I placed it exactly how I wanted it to look. And you can tilt it, you can place it here, you can place it there. I placed it on this side here, and I kind of just made sure it was attached to the circle. And now what I did was I just grouped it. I went to combine. Now combine gives you the option to subtract, which is slice basically, intersect. It kind of brings two things together. And my favorite is unite. I like unite because unite allows you to undo what you're doing. So say I unite, I created this, that's welding, but it allows you to undo it. So say I did a project and I used unite. When I go back, I can always go to unite and undo what I did and start over. Whereas weld, once you weld and you save your project, you cannot change it anymore. Like there's no going back and taking it out and redoing it. You have to start over. So my best bet is unite. Now you see how this attached to this? That's how you create an effect like that. So I'll show you guys. You go back to this and you hit undo unite. Now when I did that, it removed it. See, the bow comes unattached. So I will go back to here and I'll show you guys. Now this, what I did to create the 3D effect, you just duplicate your bows. So I did one for the back here. I did one for here. Now I created a shaker bow. So what I did was I made one for the acetate, and then I just duplicated 2 or 3 more of these, and I just kind of placed it on top to give me the glitter. And because what happens is with acetate, because it's such a small space, I can't put foamies unless you really have the patience to do it. I didn't have the patience. So what you would want to do is just create multiple layers of the same thing and just glue it together, and it'll create a border. So the border, it's basically this tape that I told you guys about. It's basically that. But what you'll do is you use that as your border. So you see these clouds. This is what I mean. Like if I make multiple layers, if I duplicate it a few times, and I just keep duplicating, you see how it gives me a layered look like this. So now that's what I did with the bow. I just duplicated maybe 4 or 5 times to give me a border. This acted as my tape, this tape here. So this normally would go there, and the shaker goes in between, like I was saying with the cake topper. But because I don't have the patience to sit here and intricately tape this to make a shaker. So I'm going to go back here. I'm going to do unite, and now this here, bring to the front, will come on top of the acetate. Now to create the acetate, you would have to do the same thing. Go into contour and do hide all contour. So now this becomes your acetate. Your acetate will now go on top of your bow. You will put your shaker mix on top of this. Well, let me go back. Hold on. Sorry, guys. Let's undo this. So the bow should be contour. We have to hide the contour, right? I apologize for that. You hide all contours. Now this, let's move that out, pull it together. Now you do unite. That's one thing. Now what I did was you bring this to the front. This is your acetate. Now you'll put your mixture, whatever it is that you're doing. You can place it on top here. Place your acetate. Hold on, let me bring this to the front. Place your bow. Put your mixture in here. You see these, I didn't close the opening to this. So these in here is where I basically place the mixtures. My glitter, and I use fine flat glitter so it's not bulky and it doesn't stick up and push the acetate out. So I use flat glitter. I don't have any on my desk right now, but flat glitter. And what I did was then I placed the acetate on top, and let's duplicate this. Place the acetate on top. Now acetate is clear. It's a clear piece of paper. Let me show you guys exactly what it is. This is considered acetate. So this will be a see-through effect. So, hold on. I don't have any here, and I don't see any. But this is the acetate. Acetate goes on top, and then this will be the layer that you place. Then this, you basically tape this on top like this, and then this will come here to hide any kind of, the glue, because you have to glue here onto the edges of this. So you don't want it to be messy. So this will cover up that, and it makes it looks very pretty. If you go to my Instagram, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about with the sprinkles I made for my daughter's party. You'll see it. But that's how you do a welding. That's how you weld. But welding it's permanent. So once you save it, it's permanent. But you can, even if you weld and you go back, if you're still working on it and you hit the back button, it'll undo everything. Like the undo button is there. It undoes everything. It takes you back to the beginning. But once you save it, there's no undoing it. So I suggest if you're welding, use Unite. Now that's another feature. Well, this is just basic. I don't know exactly what else you guys want to learn. But if you do, I don't want to drag this video on. It is already about 40 minutes long, and I'm sure you guys are not waiting, don't want to sit here and listen to me talk the whole time. But if you have any questions, suggestions, if you want to learn something, please leave it in the comments and I will try to get to that video. But if you come across this video and you've actually listened to it, you've learned something, or, you leave me I'm open to learning all the time. So constructive criticism I really enjoy that. I'm not taking it offensively. Sometimes I don't know what I'm doing, or you guys obviously know what I need, to improve on. So just let me know. I'm open to suggestions, and let me know what you want to learn again, and I will try to get to it. There's so many features in Cricut that you guys can learn. But if there's something I didn't cover, these are the things that I showed you today are basically the things that I used frequently. I use these things. Now there are things on Cricut I don't even know about. I'm not an expert. Like, I would never say that on anything that I do, because we're all learning, right? So I just do the basics, like the things that I normally use all of the time, like offset and slice, unite. Those are the three things that I use the most to create my projects and to give it an extra sparkle or extra depth, or things that you don't see normally. So, but if there's anything, like I said 1,000 times, sorry guys, I'm repeating myself, just leave it in the comments and I will try to get to it for you guys. Take care, and thank you so much for watching. And if you made it to the end of this video, I appreciate you. And please leave a heart, a like, something. And I will see you guys on the next one. Let me know again, okay? Take care, guys. Have a blessed day.